Good morning, Vlogmas. Today is Monday, December 6th. No, it's not. That's a lie. It's a total and complete bald-faced lie. Today is December 7th. I think it's December 7th. I'm pretty sure I put 6 on the video I was editing last night, so I'm pretty sure it's 7. It's mid-morning, and it's probably almost noon again. Woke up this morning and had breakfast and coffee, and Hector's eating breakfast and he's reading right now, and yeah, so I started Vlogmas already. I'm working on some socks for my sister-in-law for Christmas. She doesn't watch this, and even if she did, she's the one who picked out the colors, so she knows it's coming. Yeah, so I find that, tell me if anybody else is like this. I find that when I have color work to do, my commission is color work. That's why this makes sense. I find that when I have color work to do, I can't start out cold. So like if I haven't done a color work project for a little bit, I'm more likely to have to rip out the project that I'm working on because it takes a little bit for my attention to settle back into where it needs to be. And I find that if I wake up and the first thing I knit on is my color work project, that little section for a few minutes will be a little wonky because my hands are cold, I guess. My muscles are cold. So I always like to start off my day with something a little bit more mindless just to get my muscles warmed up and get my fingers back into the idea. If I were smart, I would wake up and do a workout and get that out of the way because I hate working out. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's the have to or if no, I do know why. You know why? I like to work out when I don't know I'm working out. So if you want to go on a 12-mile hike, I will go with you happily. If you want to go spend 20 minutes on a treadmill at a gym, you can go by yourself. I just don't enjoy the idea of a forced workout. I really struggle with it. Which, since I also struggle with taking breaks in between things, that means that I generally I could sit here and knit for like 7 hours straight and then regret that at the end of it because I would stand up and everything would be numb and I wouldn't have eaten. And you see, I have trouble not doing something from start to finish. So knitting little things is fine, but since I don't really knit little things very often, like I don't knit hats. I don't knit gloves or mittens. I don't knit shawls, really. I only knit sweaters. Sweaters are my thing. They're my jam. And so that means that you can't really start a sweater and sit down and finish an entire sweater. Even baby sweaters. Like, you need a break. I usually take a break. If I'm being honest with you, if I could knit on a top-down sweater, let's say, if I could knit through the entire yoke and get to sleeve separation in one sitting, I would be really happy about that. But, and I can sometimes, but it's not very good for you. You should definitely get up and walk around. So my friend Julie and a couple of other people, I think Joanna from Stitching the High Notes, do the Pomodoro method, which is where you work for a set amount of time and then you take a short break. So like, I think that you'll work for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break, or 45 minutes to take a 10-minute break, or whatever. And I try really hard to do that. I need a timer. That's what I need. I need one of those little egg timers, because when it's on my phone, if I'm doing something else, I'm like, oh, I'll set it in a minute. And then I don't set it. Just don't. Yeah. So, hi. I should get one of those. I do it for my son when we're doing homeschool. That way, neither one of us gets frustrated and stuff. So, speaking of, I should probably get a head start on that too. It's just one of those days. I'm just unmotivated. Like I said, I finally slept. What is this? I finally slept reasonably well, and I'm really sore from yesterday. I did a high intensity interval training workout. Basically, it's how many different exercises can you do in the shortest amount of time. Basically is what I got out of it. But it was recommended to me by a girlfriend. I'm not interested really in losing weight. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen, but that's not my goal. My goal is just that, okay, so here we go. I was an only child, like mine. And I'm a very, I don't know if the word is cerebral. I'm a very mental person. Like, I like to be locked in my head. I enjoy a book that takes me out of my world. I like to sit and knit and lose myself in it. I'm not really big on movies. But I like a podcast. I really like science stuff. I like things that you can sit and be immersed in. Or, conversely, I like things that you can go out and do and be immersed in. I'm looking for that immersion. That's what I want. And I find that it's really hard to get those things in any kind of a balance. I'm very all or nothing. So I have the option of being, I don't know, the world's best tour guide on the Appalachian Trail, or I can be a good parent. Or I can be, the world's best knitter person, or I can feed my kid, So I have a really hard time coming in and out of those things. I have a hard time, like all parents, finding a work-life balance and stuff like that. So since I'm in a season right now where my son is younger, he's 9 and we homeschool, and he's a pretty independent learner, but we're still at that, we're in that space where school doesn't take super long, but it is basic. So you are trying to instill muscle memory and flex those memorization muscles, for multiplications and stuff like that. You're trying to build those building blocks. So there's a lot of repetition, which for me, because I know all of it, is kind of boring. And the things that I'm really good at, like reading and writing, he struggles with, and the things he's really good at, like, math, I'm good at the basics of it. But as far as like exploring beyond that capacity, that's not my forte. So fortunately, my husband is an engineer and is very good at that. So, yeah, so we're in that age where school is fun and he's enjoying school, and it's relatively easy to teach, but it's also, like I said, very repetitive. So actually knitting is a really good thing, because then I can sit and I can knit on a sock while he's working, and I have something to do that keeps me moving. All of that to say, where's it going? Oh, I find myself spending a lot more time inside and sat down, then it's probably super healthy. But I'm so picky about how I work out. I don't mind going for a walk every now and then, like it's nice and relaxing and it's chill. But we live in a very, I don't want to say urban area because we're not urban in comparison to places like New York City or anything like that. Like Texas is pretty sprawled. We're pretty spread out, Um, but neither do I have, the marine forest right outside my door. Like I have to drive like an hour to get to that because concrete. And so the things that I have are very manicured, like the ponds that I took you around the first day of Vlogmas or whatever. And while they're nice to walk in, sometimes you want a change of scenery. I get bored really easy. That's what this is. I get bored really easy, and I'm picky, and I like to have things my way, and I don't like being told no. I'm a totally pleasant person, I promise. But yeah, and we travel all the time. We're always on the go. And so 2020 has been different. And it's been weird. It's great because, my husband has basically been on base hours the whole year. So I've gotten to see a lot more of him this year than I have probably since the first year we were together. I could sit next to my husband for 24 hours a day and work next to my husband for 24 hours a day and it would be fine. Like he's my absolute best friend. Like we have so much fun together. It's ridiculous. So, which is why I've been kind of mopey about him being gone. I mean, I'm fine with him leaving. Like that's not a thing. I was military in another life, and being by myself doesn't bother me at all. But I think it was the lack of notice that I was kind of like, oh, like I had this plan for you being here. Now you're not going to be here, and I got like no chance to get used to that idea before he left. It's fine. So anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. I'm sorry. And we were talking about workouts. Anyway, so a girlfriend of mine, she's had some really, really great success with reclaiming her body after a couple of really traumatic pregnancies. Goodness. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm not looking for like, oh my God, results. Like, I'm not gonna completely change my diet. I'm just not. That's just not who I am. And I was like, but I am looking for something for like more movement. Like I need options so that I can swap back and forth between different things that I want to do. And I said it would be great if it's not always lifting. Like the guys have, my husband and his brother, we're very close to my brother-in-law, not the one he's with right now, another one. And he and my brother-in-law, because we don't have gym memberships because it's COVID, have basically split the cost and invested in like a weight rack for the garage. I was watching Julia Sweet Sparrow today. She and I are very, very good friends, and she's met Hector a few times. And she said on her Vlogmas today that she and her boyfriend call Hector the decoy kid. Because if you are a dedicated child-free zone, you're not having kids. You don't want kids. You like kids, fine, whatever. You don't like kids, it doesn't matter. My son is that kid for you. If you hate children, my kid is the one that will, okay, fine. You can hang out for 30 minutes, He's always been that way. He is just a nonstop ray of sunshine, and he's not overly, I mean, he can be, obviously, he's a kid, but he's not ridiculously in your face. Like he's perfectly content with just sitting next to you, and he'll be on his tablet with his headphones or reading his book, and you can do whatever you're doing, and he's totally fine with that, Or you can tell him, you can say, hey, you know what, like I appreciate that you're talking to me and like what you've got going, but it's a little much. I need 5 minutes. Can you give me a break? And he'll say, okay, and he'll go do whatever else, and he doesn't get his feelings hurt over it. He's totally fine. So, anyway, yeah, so we always joke that that's the kid that, like, if I could have a kid like that kid, I would have. So, anywho, I laughed really hard. So, Julie, if you're watching, we laughed really hard this morning, and I had to explain it to Hector, obviously. But once I explained it, he thought it was really cool, and he blushed a little bit, and so he says hi. I need to count my rows for my heel flap. My sister-in-law is 35, she has a birthday a month after I do. So she's 34. We'll be 35 this next year. And she has the same size shoe as my 9-year-old. So, like, her socks are really fast. But her heel flap is also quite a bit shorter than mine is, so I need to figure out where the heck I am. I'm really glad I counted. I have one more, one more row of slip stitches, and I'm gonna turn the heel. So that's fun. Oh, let's see what else. Yeah, okay, I think I'm kind of talked out. So thanks for hanging out for that ramble. And I will check in with you guys a little bit later. So it's time for day 7 of Advent. My light in my house has been a little bit weird today, so let's hope that this shows off some of the colors. But day 7 of the Sweet Sparrow Yarns Advent is Delphinium. Oh, there's my finger. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. And it came with this orange candy. So these are the hard candies that have like that liquidy center. I love these things. Julie's been talking about them for months, and I'm so excited. And then day 7 of Lamb Strings. Ooh, look at the light. You can actually see some of the colors in Yule Cat this time. Fantastic. Awesome. This has been a really awesome advent calendar. I'm so happy I got it. And number 7 is Sleigh All Day. But sleigh is like Santa's sleigh. Ha 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 ha. There's that pun. And then for my Nightmare Before Christmas swap with my friend Mariah, we have this gorgeous color right here, and she has named it Zero for Jack's dog. I'm really excited. And you guys, oh my gosh, it came with this little Christmas tree made out of buttons. It's made out of buttons. It is so stinking cute. I am so in love with it. So that's my new Christmas tree ornament. What are you doing?
I'm popcorn and watching the Polar Express movie.
The Polar Express movie, huh?
Uh-huh. You're gonna watch it with me, aren't you?
How many times have you seen this movie?
30 times probably. I don't know.
Maybe 30 times this year. We watch it all year long. Okay. What do we say to everybody? Because it's the end of the day.
Good night.
And see you
Tomorrow.
night, guys.
Night.